Hi, welcome to my treehouse. Yeah, it's not bad, is it? Nice polished floors, beautiful views. Yeah, one of my favourite backgrounds. This one, I often put it up. I, when I chat in the room in the wild jungle, I think it's sort of appropriate. That's why I got it. Yeah, I've got a few sort of treehouse scenes. Yeah, the wild jungle and sexy cams, and yeah, I just think it's a nice. Be nice to go there for the weekend or something, wouldn't it? Be great to have this. I love doing this because you can actually see what it feels like to live somewhere, at least what you'd look like in it. And I mean, I'm not going to ever build a tree house. I probably won't even visit one. But, it's just, I can sit in it quite often, actually. And I have a whole range of different backgrounds, different places I go to sit and do vids or, when I cam into the room. Yeah. And it's, and people are forever, the chicks particularly, if I've got a hotel bedroom or something like that, it's like, oh my God, not what a nice place, curious. That's what I call myself in the room, curious. I'll be right over to fuck you. I said, darling, it's fake, okay? And I show them I show them the green screen behind it. They go, oh, yeah. I was thinking, it's really good doing these vids. I say that, but last night, I did two yesterday. Last night, I turned, and tossed and turned. One thing I was thinking of, I was peculiar thing, Darren suggested numbering the videos. And I thought, I don't know why I'd be tossing and turning about that. Just put a number on them. And, I got up this morning and just edited and put numbers in front of the first two I'd done. I don't know whether it shows up or not, but it's a good idea, I reckon. Because what I want to do is is use it as a history. So I can go back and look at it and and see how my thoughts have progressed and how they've changed. And also, because I did this with Darren's vids a little bit, I sort of went back over his whole, back down the numbers, the 70s, the 60s, 50s, 40s, all the way down to one. And I was looking for sort of a central idea to him, um, and what common themes kept recurring. Uh, and I wondered what they would be with me in time. Uh, I suspect it would be honesty would come up a lot of the time. I suspect. I don't know. I'll find out. That sort of you can just sort of look back at all of your your vids over time. You'll reveal something of yourself to yourself, and this is predominantly for me. Darren said in one of his earlier vids, it has a therapeutic value, and he's right. It does. I woke up this morning. I had no anger at all. I was actually thinking, what was I tossing and turning about? And secondly, what was I going to say in today's vid? So I woke up with a purpose in mind of, okay, what am I going to talk about today? What's on my mind? Because the real thing about having the acronym mgtow in the video is it forces me to focus on mgtow and on mgtow lifestyle. Uh, like I've done hundreds of vids to my friend mainly in Romania, but there's no real focus there. It's just what's happening to me at the time. But because MGTOW is in no way associated with it, I don't have to sort of think, you know, what is it about MGTOW? And this way, because I've called it MGTOW Magic, uh, or the channel MGTOW Magic, I have to think about MGTOW, and that has to be uppermost in my mind, and it's bringing to the fore what I've been thinking for years. And I think I explained this earlier, but yeah, I'm not really interested in ridiculing women or saying how bad women are. In fact, if you look at yesterday's vid, you'll see that I basically looked at men and thought, well, why would women be interested in us? Because I think we're pretty fucked over, actually, pretty fucked up, particularly as we get older. Um, yeah, so that brings up a whole different things, a raft of considerations and what have you. But what what I'm what I'm really hoping to do with all of this is do real concrete things. Um, I even saying, having green screens. And it's not that expensive to do. It's not that hard to do. Yeah, it costs a little bit of money, but not a lot. Um, and it's something tangible and real that you can do that just changes your life a little bit, makes it a little better. Um, I just, Darren suggested I watch a video by Charles F. Gray. So I did. I actually just watched one where he was discussing the glasses. The movie with, the guy puts the glasses on and he sees, the consume, obey, and all of that sort of thing. And I thought, yeah, but we can actually do that ourselves. Yeah, maybe not be, maybe not. I mean, we just look at things and talk about them and discuss them honestly. And you can actually take the veneer off everything quite easily, quite comfortably yourself, just between, and discover things, unearth things. All right. So there's that. That's a tangible benefit. Um, Here's an example. I was tossing and turning. In yesterday's video, I discussed. I talked about my discussion with Millie in the room, and she was clearly after a husband, and saying, I just can't find a good man. I've been looking, but I can't find one. She's 39, works in Hong Kong. She's a cook, slash housekeeper. And she said, I'll make it, because I was joking around, telling her about my friend Bri, why don't you marry him? And she said, well, tell him I'm a really good wife and really that. I said, yeah, but he's a cheater. And she said, oh, I don't want that. No, I'd cut off his balls. I said, well, he's a fixer-upper. So she deleted me. But the whole point was, and I tossed and turned, and this morning, which is often the case, I toss and turn and think about something all night, and the answer sort of distills down in the morning. And I got to thinking, I couldn't stand being with her. I couldn't even stand the thought of marrying her or living with her or anything. And there's a reason for it, really simple reason. Yeah, tell Bri I'd make a really good wife. All right, tick. Yep, I'm the best. And I thought, yeah, that's right. You're the best. And all of society tells me that you're the best. I should be oh so thankful to you, my, queen, goddess, and what have you. And I thought, yeah, why have I got to fucking bend over backwards? And everybody will say, oh, you've got to be thankful to women. Oh, they're wonderful. They're great. They do this for us and do that for us and something else. And I thought, I don't. Most of them are just fucking boring. Really, truth be known, they're just as boring as all fuck. But the thing that really stuck out, as I say, I don't speak to Western women anymore, so I don't know what they're like. But the thing that stuck out to me is I thought, yeah, all these good women, good women, from the Philippines at least, they've got tickets on themselves, haven't they? And I thought, yeah, you'd marry them, and suddenly, oh God, Bob, you're just a shit husband, aren't you? And I thought, I don't even want that. So I have the luxury, I'm a bit old, I don't give a fuck anymore. It's not like I have to be in a social network, in real. I don't want to be in a social network in real, mainly because of that, because of this attitude that, they're like goddesses, Um, and I have a friend, Asian babe, she calls herself, AB. And some time ago, she's a cam whore. I just know her from the room. I always used to try and help her. I was her sort of pimp. And Kiri, what do I say to these guys? Oh, fuck you, Asian. I'll talk to them, okay? And yeah, hi, Bright. Yeah, hi, Kiri. How are you? Oh, fuck. Yeah, if you got $20 free, AB needs money. Oh God, does she? Yeah. So I'd sort of set it all up, and I shouldn't say that, but I was forever pimping her, helping her out because she didn't know what to say. She'd sit there for hours just looking at them, literally hours. And I said, oh, fuck, I'll help you out. I'll give her clues and that sort of thing. That's why I put the site together for her in the end. I couldn't stand it anymore. I decided, I just can't stand this. It's fucking driving me nuts. I'm not a pimp. I wasn't getting anything out of it. I was just trying to help her out. But I remember saying to her once, I said, AB, I'd love to get you over for a holiday and we just have a month off and we just, eat, drink, go fishing, go camping, go driving, all around Australia. I don't want to go to the Philippines. It's no escape for you. And I don't really want to go there. I don't want to look like a pedo going to, she's 35 or something like that. But I like her. She's just a really down-to-earth woman. I thought, no, fuck, I'd like to give you a good time. I mean, I don't even want sex from her, truth be known. Um, and I said to her, I'd love to get you out for a holiday, but I have to get a unit. I'm living in a trailer, okay? I'd have to get, an apartment and a car and that sort of thing. And she said, wow, would you do all that for me? And I said, of course, AB. Yeah, you're a very special person. And I was thinking about it this morning. I thought, yeah, so there's somebody she's a whore, okay? But she's appreciating even my thought for her. I don't know how many times she's thanked me for the $10 shirt I bought her and the little handbag that she's going to wear to her passport, to get her passport photo done. She's going to have this shirt on that I bought for her. And, I mean, that gives me a thrill. That's, $10 or $12 or something, but it was really important to her. And I've done other things similar to other women. They don't even say thanks. It's like, yeah, we deserve it, don't we? We're women. You've got to buy us stuff. It's just no appreciation and no humility, none. And AB was just so humble and just really appreciated the little things that I did for her. And that's, I don't know how else anybody else feels, but that's what I can't stand anymore. I even had it with my own family. It's just like, yeah, there's no appreciation at all. Doesn't matter what you do, it's wrong. It's societal or whatever it is. I don't give a fuck. Okay. And I got to thinking, if really, if I was going to take a girlfriend, I would take AB. I keep coming back to her. I keep thinking of her. I wake up in the day, I think, oh, it'd be fun. And I joke with my friends and I say, oh, wouldn't it be great if I could employ her as a maid? I can't because you've got to do, really pay her and pay her at the award rate and that sort of thing. I don't want to marry her. And, they're very hard to get to Australia anymore. But I thought, wouldn't it be great if she was a maid? That way, I could help her do the chores. Well, I could do the chores while she watched telly, and then we can go out in the afternoon, go swimming, go walking, all that sort of thing, go for a drink. I just thought that'd be so good. Yeah, the maid sitting back here watching telly. Yeah, get to work, Gary. But she said she'd love to be my maid. And I thought, yeah, it'd be better to actually have a maid than a wife. Because we all know what a wife's like. But we don't know what a maid is like. Like, how many guys out there have got a maid? I'd say not many. How many guys have had a wife? Everybody's hand goes, yep, we know what they're like. Yeah, but a maid, and a maid could do exactly the same as a wife would. Okay, actually be better because she's a maid. She's got to do what you want. And I'd say, okay, no. I want you to cook this or that or something else. Yeah, but I want to cook Filipino food. No, I want this. Okay. And how about we do yours tomorrow, mine today? All right. Yeah, and I think it'd be so much, yeah, because she's the maid. She has to do it. But and it'd be just, I got to help her do the chores. I just think it'd be fun. Whereas a wife, I mean, it's just, I don't know. I talk to Millie and to Flor, and it's just, it's really you. It's no, it's just really a turn off. And they always block me and delete me in the end, and I don't care, because I can't stand talking to them for very long. The attitude's just wrong. And it's probably why I couldn't sleep. It's just the thought, just the thought of being shackled to a woman like that. Whereas with AB, she could come here. I'd throw her, if I'd have a 4-wheel drive. I'd, throw all the camping gear in, some food, and throw her on top. And it's just, I met her. I met a guy an older guy who got a Filipino wife, and she sings to him. They drive all over the place, and she sings to him. They don't turn the radio on. She sings. Sometimes she'll turn the radio on and sing with the radio, but yeah, so she just sings away all of her. Yeah, but she seemed like a fun sort of woman, and I think AB would be as well. I think I think it could be a lot of fun, but not as a wife. Then it just becomes all of it that, and let's be honest, who, how many people would tell you, "Oh, you're very lucky to have a wife like that"? How many of them are going to say, "Gee, you're lucky to have a whore like that"? Like there might be a few guys on the side, with wry smile. Yeah, you're lucky. But I mean, how many of the good people are going to say, oh, you really should treat your whore better, or even a maid, 'cause I know I tell people, no, she was a whore, but I've employed her as a maid. I fucking be nice to do it. I'd really like to rub some noses in it. And I couldn't care because I don't know anybody here anymore. My family have gone. I've got no ties, and I don't care who thinks what they want. Um, yeah, but the whole point is it's it's appreciation is what I'm after, and it's that's you just can't get it from, unfortunately, and I think what could happen is the whole feminism thing could backfire on women. I'm starting to think it's even possible that, see, when I remember hearing years ago that women like bad boys, okay, and this is when you had the rise of the pseudo alphas. Oh, we like a man that's tough, sounds tough, like Barry, talks tough. Why don't you talk like me? Yeah. Uh, um, and and I remember thinking, oh, fuck, I can have them. Just, but I'm starting to think, yeah, and maybe the good guys could start talking about getting whores because they're appreciated. You watch the girls get the shits about that. What do you mean you're with a whore? Um, and they will. But and I think that's the. I'm not doing it for that reason. It's just it's happened naturally. I'm not doing it to upset anybody, but I think it will upset because we're really saying, yeah, at least we get appreciated, for something, anything. Um, and it's so easy to do with a whore because you just have to treat them well. I mean, if you want sex and all that sort of thing, yeah, well, you're just going to get treated like a client. But if you treat them well and buy them nice things, and just a little bit just they really appreciate it, and it's a nice feeling. But I defy you to get appreciation out of any woman, even your own children. They won't thank you for anything. They won't. It's just something that's gone from our society, and if it involves a man, it's just not good enough. It's never good enough. But I think for any mgtow that might happen to stumble in here and watch this, um, things have a way of. I notice lots of people complaining about everything and what have you, but be patient because the worm will turn eventually. It may take longer than we want, um, but I think you'll find it will turn, and it probably won't be such a bad thing in the end. I probably secretly always wanted to be with a whore. I don't know why, but it's just it's. I always felt with a normal, good woman, I was never good enough. And it was funny, Millie saying, I just can't find a good man. Good man. And I think, well, no, you're just going to have to find a bad boy. Same as we're going to have to find bad girls. And I don't know that they're going to be that happy about it in the long run. And I mean, I look at it and I think, well, um, I'm sort of I'm also considering the MGTOW mantra. If it flies, floats, or fucks, rent it. And maybe they've got a point because I think about it. I think, well, I could. I don't know how much a plane fare return to the Philippines is, but I know it's not much. Like AB has a friend who visits her there, an Aussie friend, a guy my age, um, and he turned up once with $300 in his pocket, and they had to look after him. But he's on benefits. He doesn't have any money. So I don't know. He probably be getting there and for less than $1,000. So that would mean to me that I could probably bring her here for $1,000, or maybe a bit more. And I could say to her, look, why don't you come here? She'd want me to visit her first, so it's as if she doesn't get a job, right? Okay, but she wants me to, for security, she wants so I go there, meet her, which would be good because I could then set up her internet. I'm not sending her any more money to set up her internet. It's just waste. It just seems to go into the ether. I'd like to, go to the place and say, yeah, I want to order internet for her, a cable DSL, not this bloody other rubbish, and get her hooked up on the internet. That way she can earn money and we can communicate and what have you. But yeah, so that would be the main point of that. Spend a little bit of time there, a few days, and then. But the idea would be the next time she comes back here, and I don't know. Look, why not? She could come here once or twice a year, or I could get a second person to come here. Why does it have to be just her? Uh, and so I don't know. What are we talking about? A couple of grand, 2 or 3 grand? Um, and really, that's time flies. I don't think it'd be a bad idea. She'd come here, have a great time. We'd go, we'd party, we'd drink, we'd go swimming, fishing, driving around. It'd give me some sort of direction. It'd be something to do. Plus, I think she would appreciate it. And I could pay her a couple of $100 on top. And that's more than she'd get there. For no sex or anything. It's just, I'll give you $250 a week just to be here. Plus feed you, plus that. And why do I have to marry you? What's the point? Uh, and knowing AB, she'd say, oh, can we go down and visit my friend down in Sydney, and also the one over in Albury, because everybody loves her, and she's got lots of friends. Okay, so and that wouldn't bother me doing that, because she'd like to actually meet these guys. She talks to them online, and they're her customers too, I suppose. So I mean, I couldn't give a fuck. Uh, I just think it'd be fun. But the best thing is, I found it with my children. They just didn't appreciate anything I did, nor did my wife. And I can tell with Millie and Flor, they'd be the same, exactly the same. It would never be good enough. They'd want this and want that. Okay, let's get this and let's get that. And I'm like, oh, fuck off. No, I actually want to be appreciated. Now, look, I may not be much, all right? Um, and I think this is sort of it would help if we all, particularly mgtow, got a bit honest and looked at ourselves and think, like we say, the women don't bring anything to the table, but how much do we bring to the table? Okay, how much do we actually, like I look at me and I think, oh, I don't think I'll be much of a catch. I talk too much. I just fill everything with my talking, my ideas. I'm quite selfish that way. Um, I've just been quite frank and honest. Yeah, I'm, I don't know that I'm such a one. I never thought that. I'm not such a wonderful person. Everybody's saying with all this narcissism. Oh, I'm such a, you're so lucky to have me. I'm such a wonderful person. Oh, how many wonderful fucking people can you have? Whatever happened to humility? Really, narcissism is just, and you'll find that it'll just destroy everything. Um, and that's not self-esteem. That's just an overinflated ego. I feel quite good about myself within myself. Um, but as for me thinking that I'm God's gift to women, sorry, no, I can't. I'm not God's gift to anything. I'm just a person, just a guy trying to get by. Yeah, but anyway, I'm trying to keep these vids a bit quicker because I think I tend to go on a bit. But in the next one, I'll probably be talking about tribal life, online or new age tribal life. Uh, it, it's it's something that it's possible to do, and I'll explain it more in the next one. I wanted to explain it in this one, but then the vid becomes an hour and it's too long, it gets too boring. In fact, yesterday I tried to edit the video, but I couldn't. I wanted to chop out a fair chunk of it because it got boring toward the end. The second half of it, I watched it and boring as shit. It was okay for a while and then got too, but so I'm going on too long. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'll talk about that. My it's tribal dancing and just tribal living, just sort of throwing some ideas about. Um, because this is something I believe in. It's and there are all sorts of reasons for it. But I'll leave it until then. I hope you're enjoying. If anybody's watching this, I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope I can bring something, just a slightly different take on things, just to come at it from a slightly different angle. Um, and I'm certainly not pushing my way is the right way because look, I'm living here alone. I'm antisocial. I don't have any money. I can't say I'm a poster child for success. Um, but but the magic I'm hoping will come out of this is somehow the chemistry between people, or I'll get something from it, and I'll be able to change my lifestyle. And you'll be able to follow it and see how it changed. And yeah, that's why I've called it magic, because being mgtow in itself is not a magical experience. It's actually quite lonely at first, quite disconcerting, and quite shit, is this going to work? What do we do? How do we do it? Yeah, so the act of becoming mgtow isn't magic. So the magic that I'm proposing is that somehow I'm going to pull a rabbit out of the hat. Fuck knows what that rabbit is. Uh, but that's why I've called it mgtow magic. But anyway, thanks for your support, Darren. I appreciate that, um, and your ideas and your inspiration. And it's otherwise I would never have done this. And I'm glad that I have, because it is therapeutic. So if anybody is watching it, just do a vid and just chat about whatever, and you'll find it focuses you. It sort of narrows your focus down to what you really, if you're in the MGTOW scene at whatever level, what what are your ideas for it? Just take yourself out of it for a bit and think about MGTOW and think, how do you see MGTOW? Is it a forum to complain? Uh, is it a forum to try and work out and develop a better lifestyle? Is it a forum to have some time out? That's what I'm trying to say. It's uh, and then that's what, and focus on that, um, and maybe promote it to yourself and see if and this is what, because I'm looking at a better lifestyle, and reconstructing a life that's different. Perhaps probably won't work, um, but at least it's different. And it's some parts, and I'll explain more in the next one. Sorts of things I do in this tribal way of life, and try and explain how I'm trying to get that into, even with MGTOW. I see it as tribal, but I'll discuss that more tomorrow. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye now.